Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the entrance of the Oklahoma State University Fall 2009 degree candidates from the College of Education, the College of Agricultural Sciences and Natural Resources, and the College of Arts and Sciences. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the entrance of the platform party.
Good afternoon. I'm Burns Hargis, president of Oklahoma State University, and I would like to welcome you to OSU's 120th commencement ceremony. Please join me by thanking the City of Tulsa Pipes and Drums, led by the Pipe Major William Tetrick. You'll have to come back to next year's commencement next spring because they will be at the OSU Pipe and Drum wearing the OSU tartan pad. Please remain standing and join in singing our national anthem, to be led by Charles Rich, accompanied by the OSU Brass Quintet. Charles will then lead us in our state song.
See by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, when the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plain, where the waving wheat can sure smell sweet when the wind comes right behind the rain. Oklahoma, every night my honey lamb and I sit alone and talk and watch a hawk making lazy circles in the sky. We know we belong to the land, and the land we belong to is grand. And when we say, yippee-yo-yay, we're only saying you're doing fine, Oklahoma, Oklahoma, O-K-L-A-H-O-M-A, Oklahoma.
Please be seated. Thank you, Charles. Wonderful as always. I would like to recognize members of OSU's Emeriti Association who greeted you as you entered today and presented you with our printed programs. These are the retired faculty from OSU that continue to serve us. Let's thank them now. And it's my distinct pleasure to introduce the members of the OSU A&M Board of Regents who are with us today. I invite them to stand as I call their names. We will applaud them as a group. First, the chairman of the OSU Board of Regents, Calvin Anthony from Stillwater, and from Elk City, Joe Hall. At this time, I'd like to introduce you members of the OSU administration who are here today. I invite them to stand as I call their names, and we will applaud them as a group. First, the Provost and Senior Vice President, Marlene Straith. Excuse me. The Vice President of University Relations, Gary Clark. The Interim President, OSU Center for Health Sciences, and the Interim Dean, College of Osteopathic Medicine, Stanley Grogg. And the Associate Vice President for Research and Dean of our Graduate College, Gordon Emsley. Thank you all. I now ask our board chair, Calvin Anthony, to bring greetings to our graduates, followed by the chairman of our faculty council, Dr. Bruce Russell.
President Hargis, Mr. Darnaby, and candidates for degrees and guests. On behalf of the OSU A&M Board of Regents, I bring greetings and congratulations to all of you. What a great day, a great occasion. I hope it will be a memorable one for you graduates. It is such a pleasure to share this event this afternoon with Rick Darnaby, who provides really an inspirational example of how an OSU degree can be a launching pad to success without limits. Rick, we are grateful for your attendance and look forward to your comments. For many of us, OSU has provided the opportunity to be successful. Many other factors determine how you will serve, work, and live. But let us not, particularly on this occasion, diminish just how important OSU is to all of us. To the administration, to the faculty, to the staff, students, and all who make OSU special, the Board of Regents say, thanks for a job well done. Graduates, we honor you today and we celebrate your decision to attend OSU, and particularly we salute you for seeing it through to this conclusion. You would not have achieved your degree had it not been for the considerable support of your parents and other family members, and at this time I also want to congratulate them for your accomplishment. May your future achievements reflect favorably on each of you and on those who care about you and on your alma mater. Again, on behalf of the Board of Regents, congratulations, graduates. We're very proud of you. And may I say on a personal note to my son, Andrew, who is in this class, good job, son. Your mom and I are proud of you.
Thank you, President Hargis, graduates, parents, grandparents, family, cousins, everyone here. Thank you for coming. Good afternoon. Today, it is my honor to represent the nearly 1,200 faculty of Oklahoma State University. On their behalf, I wish to say congratulations. Congratulations for your diligence, for your perseverance, for your work and your effort. Congratulations in a way for your sweat, for your worry, and at times, no doubt, for your relief. Congratulations on your graduation. To obtain a bachelor's degree, you have earned at least 120 credit hours, usually at the standard rate of 3 hours per course. So for each and every one of you graduating today, at least 40 of my colleagues have counseled you, stimulated you, encouraged you, motivated, and hopefully inspired you. Though you may believe we seek your thanks, no. The faculty, we the faculty, are grateful for the opportunity to teach, to lead, and to inspire you, the students of Oklahoma State University. John Adams, the second president of these United States, writing from the court of Louis XVI during the Revolutionary War, spoke to the legacy of education. I must study politics and war that my sons may have liberty to study mathematics and philosophy. My sons study mathematics and philosophy, geography and natural history, commerce and agriculture in order to give their children the liberty to study paintings, poetry, music, art, and architecture. You, our graduates today, are inheritors of the great legacy of America. There have been generations before you, your parents, your grandparents, perhaps great-grandparents that might be here today, that have given you the freedom to go out and make your life what you want it to be. Always believe in our highest ideals: freedom, liberty, justice, and self-determination. No matter what you choose to do, always be a servant to your fellow man and never forget to be a citizen of America. Thank you.
Thank you, Calvin and Bruce, for those words of encouragement. I'd also like to recognize Dr. John Veenstra, who is the Vice Chair of the Faculty Council and who served as our university's Flag Marshal today with great skill and aplomb. Thank you, John. One of the great things about being president of this wonderful university is that I have the opportunity to meet and talk with alums literally all over the world. Our alums are in virtually every country in the world in every discipline. My wife and I just returned from Thailand, where we attended an alumni event with 65 graduates, all Thai, 3 of whom run big universities in Thailand and 2 of whom are governors there. And so that's what you'll find. You will run into these kinds of people all over the world. And when I was trying to identify the best speaker I could think of for you today, I thought of one of those alums, Rick Darnaby. Rick Darnaby received his Bachelor and Master's of Business Administration here at Oklahoma State University and went on to a very distinguished and cutting-edge career in business. Rick was president and CEO of Monsanto in Canada, head of Motorola in Europe, head of NutraSweet, and many other distinguished positions. I won't take time to describe all of his accomplishments, but believe me, they are many. As he tells you his story, I think you will realize that at Oklahoma State, you have received the foundation for the kind of success that Rick Darnaby has enjoyed, and you will too. Ladies and gentlemen, give a big cowboy welcome to Rick Darnaby.
Well, thank you for the kind introduction, President Hargis, and thanks to you and Ann Hargis for inviting me here today. To the OSU Board of Regents, the administration, the faculty, and the staff, thank you for hosting me this week. It's been a real thrill to come back to Stillwater. To all of the proud families and friends, welcome to your new role as career counselors today. There's nothing more rewarding than seeing what you thought possible become reality. I've been in your seat a few times, even recently. My youngest son, Paul, graduated this summer from university, and I'm very proud of him. As a matter of fact, this is the first semester in over 10 years that I did not receive at least one college tuition bill. So not only is the nest empty, but so is the bank account. And of course, to all the graduates here on your special day, I would like to be the first to welcome you to your new phase of life. I have nothing but great memories of my time and my friends at Oklahoma State, and they go far beyond the classroom. You see, when I was here in graduate school, my best friend, my father, was diagnosed with cancer. And in spite of the gallant and tireless efforts of my mother, there was little we could do for him. For his last 2 months, I drove to a Tulsa hospital in the evenings where the nurses had arranged his hospital room so I could work on my thesis or sleep. And when I think of OSU, I think of the faculty and my classmates who altered my schedules and covered my back when I couldn't be here. See, Dad wanted me to graduate, and I wanted to be with him. My friends at OSU helped me do both. You know, it's hard to learn compassion from a textbook or from a computer, but you'll learn it from others when you meet the right people. Most of what you learn comes from the people you meet, but let me clarify, meeting people is not adding friends on Facebook, nor is it electronically stalking each other on Twitter. You can learn from people, but you have to actually meet them. And yes, I too poke on FB, and I tweet on Twitter. But you learn far more when you meet someone, and sometimes when you least expect it. In the late 90s, I was recruited to Motorola to help fix a huge problem. Nokia was attacking our global leadership in the cell phone market. It was ugly. Nokia was winning the battle. I'd been on the job for about 5 months. I was still working on the plan, but progress had been slow, and Wall Street was impatient. At this time, my son Joe, our straight A honor student, comes home with a B on his report card. Dad is not happy. I summoned Joe to my home office, or as the kids called it, the torture chamber. I said, Joe, a B? Do you know what happened to me when I came home with a B? You're an A student. I know you can do better than that. Well, he sat there for a moment, and then he reached in his backpack, and he pulled out a current edition of Business Week magazine, something that I find all seventh graders have in their backpack. On the cover of Business Week, it said in big, bold type, Motorola, decline, continues. And as he tossed the magazine on the table, or as Joe called it, Dad's report card, he said, I know you can do better too, Dad. Well, touche, Joe. But while he was basking in the glory of that brilliant rebuttal, he neglected to ask me what did happen when I came home with my first B. So I never told him. My parents were so excited, I got a new bicycle. In the early 80s, I was told that we were entering the information age, and that early people that could prosper from this would learn and develop the skills for the information age. But I had two problems with that. Like all of my friends, I had no idea what that meant, and what was worse, I had no idea what to do about it. Chances are you have been told that you are entering one of the most dynamic and competitive eras ever. In my trade, we call it the conceptual age. Chances are you have two problems with that. You don't know what that means, and you probably don't know what to do about it. So my job here today is to share with you what I think you can expect and what you can do about it. You know, in the face of change, we always have two choices. One, be a victim. Two, be a beneficiary. And to benefit, you must bring something of value into the world and have the world reward you for it. It's called innovation, and it's the key for people in all professions. Three things will happen in the conceptual age. First, computers will replace the computation power of a human brain, essentially the left side of your brain. Our education systems will have to be redesigned and retooled to reflect this exponential change. Thirdly, workforce diversity will be redefined from what you look like on the outside to how you process thought on the inside. In the information age, the new frontier was data. In the conceptual age, the new frontier is resting about halfway between your right ear and your left ear. Conceptualization deals with the human processing of information, and so far, it can only be performed by people like you. So what you can expect is exponential change, and what you can do about it is learn to use your head differently. When President Hargis speaks of create, innovate, educate at OSU, he's describing the new pillars of excellence in higher education, developing new capabilities to use our brain. You know, one thing that won't change is that economic development is the key to our quality of life and the cure for most social problems. Innovative people like you are a growing driver of economic development. About 20 years ago, I met a White House press secretary who said to me, business is like politics. Do something good, get caught. Well, in business, I translated doing good into compelling products and getting caught into connecting with the marketplace. I've worked in and led global businesses in a number of high-tech industries. I'm not a scientist, nor am I an engineer. The value that I could bring would be in transforming good technology into compelling products that someone in the marketplace might want to buy. I chose to become a student of innovation. So here's my advice to you 20 years later. Careers are a lot like business. Do something good, become a master of something, and get caught, meet more people. These are the two keys to developing new ways to use your head, and the voyage begins by learning to do your own research. Do you realize that most of the people in this country still get their information from print and broadcast news? So a handful of people, editors, decide what you hear and how they choose to spin it. Do you also realize that the sole source of revenue or money for the media companies is advertising sales? How much money they make depends on the number of viewers that they attract. Now, I know a lot of wonderful journalists, and I'm all for advertising and have purchased a ton of it in my career. But what disturbs me is two things. One is that people that want to sell you advertising are the same people who are filtering the information that you get. And two, make no mistake about this, sensationalism attracts viewers. For those of you going into media, and I hope a lot of you do, please bring accuracy, relevance, and balance to the information that you distribute. Our society really needs that. For the rest of us, and all of us, we need to learn to do our own research and draw our own conclusion on big issues. My favorite way to do research, as I did for this talk here today, is to meet more people. And I recently met Wally, a true inspiration. By the age of 16, Wally was admitted to college. By 20, had graduated. At 23, Wally was touring through Europe and Africa, practicing aviation and meeting everyone possible. At 22, she had two goals. One, to master aviation, and two, was to be the first woman astronaut. You see, Wally's first name is Mary. She was admitted to a NASA-endorsed program to prepare 13 women for spaceflight. A year later, she was one of two that completed the final phase of the Mercury 13 project. She was trained, she was good to go. But it was not to happen. Mercury 13 was in 1961. The first woman to go into space would be 20 years later. And the first woman ship captain would be 34 years later. Wally was there 34 years later to cheer for Eileen Collins, the first woman captain of the Challenger shuttle. Some believe that Eileen should have been cheering for Wally and her pioneering courage that helped make that day possible. Wally is a globally recognized pioneer and hero, not just in aviation, but for women in all career paths. She's a master of innovation and a people-meeting machine. She meets between 100 and 1,000 people every month and going strong. My quest to learn for myself and meet more people has taken me to every region on this planet. I've met some fascinating people. Many of my closest friends were not born in the United States. I was in East Germany before the wall came down. I met with Ukrainians when the USSR existed. I've been to Kosovo, Bosnia. I've been in the Mideast on both sides. And I have actually used government-run healthcare clinics in 4 countries. If your quest to meet more people takes you to foreign lands like Wally and me, I think that's great. The more global neighbors meet and become friends, the better. We need to learn to fight our battles in the marketplace with products that improve life, not with weapons that destroy life. When you go to foreign lands, I recommend that you go to learn and to meet, not to change. And some people will tell you that Americans are distrusted and disliked in foreign countries. That is not what I see when I go learn for myself. I see respect, not distrust, and I see envy more than I see dislike. There are 3 things that make this the most respected and envied country ever. The freedom that comes from small government, the economic development that comes from free enterprise, and the security that comes from strong national defense, and respect for the people who defend us. We do need protection, including from terrorists and terrorism. And I use the T words. Thank God for our brave veterans. Thank God for our brave military. Thank God for our law enforcement. And thank God for Diane. Diane I met recently. She told me, I want to protect people from some really nasty stuff. Diane's a master chemist and chemical engineer with a PhD from UC Berkeley. She transformed a childhood love of chemistry into a life passion. Today she heads a project where she neutralizes the effects of a dirty bomb, a new and really nasty tool that terrorists can use against us. You see, Diane, like other masters, do good in a number of ways. Diane's reward, she's living her noble mission, protecting the good citizens of this earth. When I spoke with Wally and Diane, they both frequently mentioned their mentors from college. Mentors like the OSU faculty and staff, and mentors like Linda. Linda was a small-town girl who loved sports, went to college on a basketball scholarship. By her junior year, it was clear that she would take a career path unlike other athletes. You see, Dr. Linda Livingstone is now the dean of the business school at one of the top 5 largest B schools in the United States. And as she told me her story, she spoke of the people that she met that inspired her and challenged her to excel. In 2003, Linda competed with PhDs from all over the country. The top schools were represented. The odds were against her, but with her mastery as an innovative educator and her network of mentors and proteges with her, she was awarded this prestigious position. This year, another huge honor for Linda. Linda was elected to the board of AACSB, the association that accredits business programs, not just in the U.S., but worldwide. Linda and I have found that you will have 2 kinds of friends. First, those friends who accept you as you are. A second kind of friend that you will have are the friends that accept you for nothing less than who you are capable of being. These are the friends that will drive you to excel. They're hard to find. You'll have to kiss a lot of frogs to find them. But when you do, embrace them. I always hoped that one of my kids would get a scholarship. So I was pretty happy when Katie told me that she had made the freshman high school basketball team. I quickly learned that Katie saw a different value in sports than I did when I came home from a trip and I had missed one of her games. How was the game? I asked Katie. It was great, she boasted. And I said, really? So you won? What was the score? And she said, well, I don't remember any of that, but I knew 5 girls on the other team and met 3 more after the game. You see, Katie taught me a lesson that day. I used to tell that as a joke, but now to make a point. I don't remember any of my sports scores, but everyone can teach you something, even the people on the other team. By the way, if you have not selected a graduation gift, may I recommend one of those alcohol-based hand disinfectants for the grads. They've got lots of hands to shake, and there's lots of germs out there. Years ago, the CEO of IBM, a guy by the name of Tom Watson, he declared that the world market for personal computers was 5 computers, a comment, no doubt, that he would learn to regret. My friend Ed had a different idea. He was an electronics geek. It was his area of mastery. He studied electronics in the military, even got a college degree in engineering, before he moved to New Mexico, where he started a company called MITS. Like Wally, Ed was a pioneer. And it was in New Mexico that Ed met Gordon, Paul, and Bill. And together, they would set a course that would change the world. You see, Gordon's last name was Moore, co-founder of Intel and the author of Moore's Law. Paul and Bill were just a couple of college dropouts who liked software. By the way, Paul's last name is Allen, and Bill's last name is Gates. Well, with a circuitry geek, a processor geek, and 2 software geeks, you can probably imagine what happened. It was called the Altair 8800, and most declare it was the first PC ever invented. Ed Roberts was the visionary and pioneer that opened the door for others. You see, when masters meet other masters, possibility becomes reality. Remember the new frontier, the one about 5 inches north of your neck we discussed earlier? There's really 2 ways that you can use your brain. One is thinking. I suggest you do this when you want to relax and, hang out. However, when you choose to excel, you will need to develop the ability to generate thought. Mastering something is the best way to build that brain muscle, and it will not develop on its own. I think we all would agree that inventing a computer is good. However, it's not an innovation until the world rewards you for it. And no one knows this better than Chris Scalet. By the 1990s, most of you know that Walmart was the largest retailer on the face of the earth. I was leading the NutraSweet company at that time, and they were a huge customer. They sent a shockwave through all industries, demanding innovation from their suppliers, a better inventory system. The shockwave was because none of us knew how to do it. The reward, however, was you could continue to do business with Walmart. The Information Technology Group at International Paper took the lead, discovered it, developed it, and others followed their model. The CIO, the Chief Information Officer at that time, who led this huge development, was our young man friend, Chris. 5 years earlier, Chris had been the CIO of MAPCO and led the development of credit card usage at gas pumps, changing the retail gas industry. Chris told me his focus for success repeatedly. He said, when you stop learning, you die. And he keeps doing just that. Learning, that is. The world demands masters of application. Chris maintains his mastery because he's a student. His reward today is he's the CIO of the 2nd largest pharmaceutical company in the U.S., and he leads one of the largest and most complex IT systems in all of industry. Ed Roberts made it possible. Chris Scalet helped make it happen. It's called innovation, and we need more. You won't hear their stories on the news tonight, so I thought I would do the research for you. I shared the success stories of some people that I've met. Wally Funk, world-renowned aviator. Dr. Diane Gates Anderson, chemical engineer at Livermore Labs. Dr. Linda Livingstone, dean of the business school at Pepperdine University. Ed Roberts, inventor of the first PC. Chris Scalet, CIO of Merck. Masters and people meters. What I did not share with you is what you have in common with them. Effective today, you are in the same club. And now for the spin. Allow me to use the 2 most abused words in the English language. Awesome. Awesome is not Levi Johnston posing for Playgirl magazine. Awesome is our fellow alum and their wonderful accomplishments. Amazing, the other word. Amazing is not Lindsay Lohan graduating from rehab for the 4th time. What's amazing to me is all of the responsible and courageous young people that never have to go to rehab to begin with. And what's amazing to all of your fans in this room is your accomplishment at OSU. Now that is truly amazing. Your fellow alumni have raised the bar pretty high, but know this, we are pulling for all of you to raise it even higher. I would like to close the way I began by addressing the three groups in the room today. To all of my friends at OSU, thanks for the difference that you make in the lives of our graduates. Please don't let create, innovate, and educate just be print on a brochure. Bring it to life and have it be your legacy. The world will reward you. To all of my fellow parents and guardians, for your sacrifice and for your endless support to get these grads to this level, the world thanks you. And to my fellow alumni, my sincerely congratulations. Please take the rest of the day off and go savor this accomplishment. However, tomorrow morning, I want you up early. You've got lots of people to meet, and the world awaits you. Go knock it alive. Thank you.
Thank you, Rick. Thanks for coming back home. We appreciate your words very much. We're very proud to recognize the accomplishments of the graduating seniors who today are receiving their respective honors college degrees. OSU confers an honors college degree for those who take 39 hours of honors classes, have a 3.5 grade point average, and do an honors thesis. OSU confers the honors hood on these students to recognize their outstanding academic accomplishments. The students receiving the honors college degrees are denoted in the program, and I ask that all the honors students please stand along with Dr. Robert Spurrier, our director of the OSU Honors College. Please stand, our honors graduates. Congratulations, and be seated. Oklahoma State University is fortunate to have many outstanding students graduating today. At this time, we would like to give special recognition to a student who has achieved national academic distinction. The Henry Clay Center for Statesmanship is a globally recognized center promoting the principles and practices of statesmanship. Would Jared Whittington please stand? Where are you, Jared? Jared is the second OSU student to attend Congress at Henry Clay Center since its inauguration in 2008. He's also been named an OSU Senior of Significance, was a Truman nominee, and a Marshall Scholarship finalist, and just commissioned a second lieutenant. Congratulations, Jared. In recognition of the outstanding scholastic achievement, it is our pleasure to recognize the newest members of the OSU Phi Kappa Phi, who are wearing the Phi Kappa Phi cords to denote this distinction. This honorary scholastic fraternity is reserved for those whose academic ranking places them in the top 10% of our graduates. Would the Phi Kappa Phi members please stand? I'd also like to thank Dr. William Moore, their president of the OSU chapter. Before we present the candidates for degrees, I would like to ask you to join me in recognizing a very special group of people without whom this graduation would not be possible, and that's the faculty of Oklahoma State University, arguably the most important element here. Ladies and gentlemen, would the faculty please stand and let us recognize and thank them. Bravo. At this time, we will begin the presentation of degrees to graduates by college. As you know, during this afternoon program, we are recognizing the graduates of the College of Education, the College of Agricultural Sciences and Natural Resources, and the Colleges of Arts and Sciences. I want to advise that we have professional photographers taking 2 sets of pictures of each graduate during the ceremony, so you don't need to run down here and take one. At the conclusion of the program, we invite you to join your graduate under the north or south portico of Gallagher-Iber Arena, where we are, where platforms have been set up and you can take as many pictures as you like. We respectfully remind you not to join us on the arena floor, please. Please remember that the last graduate to cross this stage is just as important as the first graduate. Provost Marlene Straith and the members of our own Board of Regents will join me in congratulating all of the students this afternoon as the deans assist with their college. Students, we ask that once you've completed your graduation walk, you will return to your seats and remain seated till the program is over. To commemorate your participation today, you will receive a beautiful print of Old Central, the oldest building on the OSU campus and recently renovated, created by John Womack, one of our professors of architecture. Each college selected an outstanding representative graduating student to lead their college processional and to be on the stage with their dean. These students and their respective deans will be introduced to begin their college's traditional graduation walk, which appears to have begun. Graduates from the College of Education, continue your graduation walk. The Dean of the College of Education is Pamela Fry. She will be congratulating the graduates assisted by Robert Davis, the Associate Dean. The college's gonfalon was carried by Kayla Marie Spalavari. Kayla is from Chandler, Oklahoma, and is receiving a Bachelor of Science in Elementary Education.
Kayla Marie Spalvera.
Blake Allison Young.
Amanda Sue Baker.
Jennifer Lynn Schultz.
Ashley Michelle Morris.
Leslie Lauren Benish.
Kaylee Joe Alvarez.
Sarah Underwood Banks.
Lauren Nicole Bermel.
Lindsay Lauren Walker.
Hannah Elizabeth Flippin.
Janelle Strickland Walta.
Kelly Renee Stevens.
Eva Marie Franklin.
Travis O'Neill Downs.
Megan Moore Middlebrooks.
Katie Ann Shaw.
Danielle Nicole McConnell.
Wesley Lamont Moore.
Roberta Ann Van Hooser.
Nathan Ray Justice.
Angela J. Bean.
Arlena Marie Carr.
John Ryan Lasarski.
Andrew Jackson.
Daniel Stephen Devers.
Ryota Narara.
Dustin Arthur Devers.
Stephen Anthony French.
Sherry Renee Lenz.
Ryan William Fitz.
Cian Faith Smalley.
Mallory Goodwin.
Brittany Paige Yates.
Joel Edward Choate.
Stephanie Paige Walker.
Katie Lee Phillips.
Amy Susanna Quaid.
Lindsay Lee Kent.
Morgan Ann Murray.
Allison Janae McGolden.
Callie Elizabeth Munoz.
Melissa Darlene Pendleton.
Ashley Lee Dantzler.
Emily Elaine Clark.
Jessica Lee Akins.
Jamie Nicole Norrid.
Donnie Nicole McKendry.
Matthew Ford Taylor.
James Lester Hall.
Jessica Lee Rydens.
Jessica Lee Jennings.
Nicholas Chandler Rose.
Paula Christine Cantrell.
Cody Mitchell Villanueva.
Nathan Isaiah Williams.
Ryan Walker Manchester.
John Michael Kearns III.
Stephen Richard Gent.
Laura Lynn O'Neill.
Emily Ann Turner.
Krista Lauren Ellis.
Nathan Gregory Watts.
Emily Margaret Wayland.
Shanna Joe Skimbo.
Danielle Patricia Bernard.
Sarah Elizabeth Carver.
Jennifer Elaine Downing.
Jeremy Douglas Love.
Samantha Kyle Smith.
Jennifer Elaine Maley.
Erin Marie Dickinson.
Laura Michelle Gerard.
Brittany Michelle Longley.
Kendra Dawn Moles.
Evan Taylor Glass.
Jennifer Radine Ferguson.
Melissa Diane Grady.
George G. Petkovich.
Katie Ann Walker.
Tara Lynette Holloway McKinney.
Elizabeth Marie Campbell.
Brett Alexander Timberlake.
Lindsay Elizabeth Roscom.
Brooke Haney.
Jacqueline Nicole McClary.
Brooklyn Nicole McKim.
Maria Haley.
Krista Marie Cochran.
Benjamin Michael Wilson.
Jessica Lynn Meza. Brooklyn Nicole McKim.
Arthur Trent Pepper. This concludes the recognition of the graduates of the College of Education. Please join me in congratulating them.
Graduates from the College of Agricultural Sciences and Natural Resources will begin their graduation walk. The College of Agricultural Sciences and Natural Resources is represented by Vice President and Dean Bob Whitson. He will be congratulating the graduates, assisted by Edwin L. Miller, our Associate Dean. The college's gonfalon was carried by Kevin Waldschmidt from Waldron, Kansas. Kevin is receiving his Bachelor of Science degree in Ag Business.
Kevin Mark Waldschmidt.
Kyle Ray Cothran.
Brittany Leanne Rochel.
Canberra K. Sokup.
Heidi Michelle Slaughter.
Christopher Dale Hilton.
Kara Lynn Simpson.
Dusty Allen Bakeney.
Mary Caitlin Shine.
Heidi Elise Vest.
Jan Renee Garms.
Houston Tyler Jeffries.
Levi Tyler McGee.
Newton Benjamin Miller.
Clint Andrew Round.
Rebecca Ann Hoffman.
Heather Condit.
Stephanie Ann Chester.
Katie Leanne Fenning.
Amy Michelle Hoffman.
Corey Wayne Setzer.
Ashley Shell Hambrick.
Tyler Neighbors.
Jenna Ann Dale.
John Tanner Dry.
Courtney Nicole Lloyd.
Joel Larry Parks.
Callie Catherine Hill.
David Nathaniel Moss.
Bridget Annette DeWitt.
Samantha Ann Jackman.
Katrina K. Jones.
Brandy Sue Eberhart.
Amanda Sue Bolding.
Jamie Lynn Doyle.
Cody Paul Kennedy.
Brianna Nicole Barber.
Justin Earl Scott Eubanks.
David Eli Parr.
Elizabeth Renee Rhodes.
Megan Bliss Bueno.
Wendy Christine Stidham.
Katie Michelle Kep.
John Henry McClendon.
Rustin W. Pope.
Cody Scott Klein.
Sarah Renee Smith.
Andrew John Bullock.
Jared David Gore.
Tanner Keith Stewart.
Benton James Ray.
Valerie Ann Fleming.
Taylor Elise Turner.
Laura Jeanette Jones.
Shayla Michelle Sutton.
Kyle Joseph Cordes.
Jordan Elaine Slagle.
Benjamin Kyle Davis.
Allison Michelle Grauman.
Jason Curtis Crenshaw.
Jacob Russell Zook.
Eureka Mori.
Matthew Adam Cottle.
Rebecca Suzanne Timms.
William Travis Collins.
Megan Beard.
Benjamin Walker Robles.
Jacob Miles Carey.
Ryan Joseph Jurgensmeyer.
Amanda Shreen Wilkes.
Kayla Denise Kincaid.
Alexis Nicole Archer.
Jeremiah Jack Adams.
Kristen Lynn Thomas.
Caitlin May Zachary.
Catherine Nicole Lowry.
Natalie Rashay Harmeyer.
Matthew Stephen Sellers.
Laura Beth O'Donnell.
Justin Edward Bush.
Charles Robert O'Donnell.
Jeremy Martin Bershey.
Philip Ray Major.
Nathan Charles Patillo.
Greg Matthew Homan.
Alan Wayne Witt.
Sandra Lynn Long.
Amanda Elaine Quaney.
Kyle Allen Dominic. Darcy Regina Bush. This concludes recognition of the graduates of the College of Agricultural Sciences and Natural Resources. Please congratulate them with your applause.
Now, would the graduates of the College of Arts and Sciences begin your graduation walk? This is our largest college, so we need you to start walking. The College of Arts and Sciences is represented by Dean Peter Sherwood. Dean Sherwood will be congratulating our graduates, assisted by Associate Dean Bruce Crowder. The college's gonfalon was carried by Jared Whittington, about whom we discussed earlier. Jared from Cushing, Oklahoma, is graduating with a Bachelor of Science in Sociology.
Lieutenant Jared Whittington.
Megan Ashley Quickle.
Kelsey Lauren Nash.
Carrie Cornwell.
Megan Anderson.
Laura Michelle Keneally.
Brooke Gio.
Brenton Ball.
Jenny Habib.
Allison Byers.
Stephen Andrew Sarton.
Jessica Duke.
Hannah Grace McGowan.
Misty Dawn Parker.
Zachary Lowell Roddy.
Hunter Husky III.
Ryan Carrington Rockwell Hatcher.
Garrett Wade Stone.
Danny Groshong.
Lauren Elizabeth Ennis.
Katie Mako.
Laura Cheryl Chastain.
Natalie Michelle Fiegel.
Lindsay Ann Mooneyhan.
Kyle Smith.
Hillary Ellen Reed.
Rachel Alexander.
Kyle Matthew Gibson.
Brock Stephen Joyner.
Courtney Muck.
Thomas Brian Waters.
Victoria Annette Mainke.
Pearl Olson.
Amanda Daniels.
Eric Storjohan.
Eric Shane Olson.
Jesse Cox.
Courtney Jade Gogler.
William Burdette Fisher.
Lindsay Brooke Martin.
Jeffrey Keith Burge.
Jacob Auburn.
Clayton Charles Taylor Jr.
Kyle Martin Rowe.
Brian Curl.
Ashley Kane.
Morgan Anna Scholing.
Lauren Ashley Burt.
Sarah Elizabeth Howell.
Lauren Crow.
Taylor Ray White.
William L. Watkins III.
Bradley Clint Carey.
Saudi Knight.
Christina Marie Parler.
Jacob Romaine.
Mindy Joe Cunningham.
Jennifer Gray Stinson.
Jason Scott Williams.
Megan Caldwell.
Megan Renee Durham.
Charles Lucas Allen.
Grant Rad Huddleston.
Allison Jane Miller. Jennifer Engel.
Stephanie Paula Cavubrius.
David Lichtenwalter.
Megan Kathleen Farley.
Mark Cronister.
Priscilla Marie Saunier.
Kevin Scott Kate.
Ryan Edward McDonald.
Jeffrey Connor Reed.
Mark Daniel Moreland.
Lacey Lee Ankerman.
Matthew Owen Nunley.
Katie June McDonald.
Brooke Collins.
Vanessa Renee Wells.
Josh Gordy.
Benjamin Isaac Watson.
Stephen Purvis.
Caitlin Irene Simmons.
Matthew Cross.
Victoria Don Patudo.
Matthew Scott Saint.
Ryan Adam Gartner.
Jasmine Fina Bigler.
Rudolph Lack III.
Jennifer Bussman.
Caitlin Elizabeth Roberts.
Olivia Scherer.
Kristen Joyce Tapscott.
Emily Ann Snyder.
Nicole Leanne Dodson.
Shivan Spears.
Melissa Villarreal.
Grant Taylor Falconberry.
Alan Welker.
Matthew Douglas Jackson.
Hannah McGill.
Robin Bonner.
June Sato.
Jenny Lee Wilson.
Iris Sanchez.
Danielle LaGrange.
Diane Labiba O'Day.
Allison Elizabeth Broyles.
Ryan Matthew Cooper.
Catherine Niles.
Jacob T. Custer.
Danielle Oberlawyer.
Charles Alexander Frank.
Brandy Hickerson.
Tiffany Saunders.
Christine Wood.
Dixie Craven.
Emma Elizabeth Austin.
Abel Beck.
Kayla Grahalski.
Brent Sheik.
Blake Hamilton.
Madison Sheik.
Neil Hecker.
Chelsea Hertig.
Chris Kiger.
Beth Davis.
Drew Anthony.
Katie Stogsdill.
Ray Dawn Young.
Rochelle Lynn Taylor.
Joel Matthew Harrison.
Jessica M. Landris.
Mark Andrew Reinert.
Marie Alice Humpela McBlain.
James Christopher Lee Hudson.
Tripi Shrivastava.
David Christopher Chambers.
Yoku Amesa Nagamori.
Matthew Dustin Berry.
Charlotte Villarosa Ringwald.
Jennifer Elizabeth Mosley.
Tara Ray Lloyd.
Carly Michelle Cuenca.
Jacqueline Michelle Cosgrove.
J. Allen Sublett.
Casey Joe Harris.
Kimberly Maya Danielle Getty.
Natalie Jane Voltoro.
Cassidy Renee Denton.
Amy Catherine Smith.
Emma Margaret Adair.
Christina Marie McDonald.
Amy Lynette Blos.
Christina Lynn Smith.
Jennifer Garrett.
Sean Patrick Harkin.
Austin Charles Kimball.
Chase Alden Ream.
David Charles Yarborough.
Eric Noel Garza.
Benjamin Boulware.
Eric Michael Lovelace.
Trent Hunter.
Austin Ray Linton.
Dallas Jordan Arnold.
Brad Biswell.
Carly Lytle.
John Koski.
Cole Fleming Carlton.
Lieutenant Joshua Ryan Burkhead.
Cindy Downs.
Michael James Pazzulo.
Jared Robison.
Specialist Michael Clinton Pearson.
Peter Edward John Grota IV.
Tanner Kyle Sunderland.
Andrew Fagan.
Ashley Alcorn.
Heather Marie Wilson.
Miguel Beckavold.
Kelly Renee Darling.
Stephen J. Woolley.
Terry G. Rainwater II.
Carter Monroe.
Amy Nakatani.
Stephanie Faye Houston.
Wari Bang.
Tyler Ryan Wynn.
Bae Kim Chim.
Ikila Eunice Adiligan.
Hui Ling Young.
Brian Jeffrey Rogers.
Yi Ming Chua.
Nicholas Carson Coulter.
Brian Shetler.
John David Gray.
Sarah Shetler.
Christopher Scott Babb. Dylan Ray McClure. Lauren Miller. Brian Baracci. Bailey Kit Howard. This concludes recognition of the graduates from the College of Arts and Sciences. Please join me in congratulating them.
Would all the candidates please rise? On the recommendation of the respective faculties and deans of the colleges, and with the approval of the Board of Regents of Oklahoma State University and the State Regents for Higher Education, it is my distinct privilege as President of Oklahoma State University to confer upon each of you the degree for which you have been recommended, and to invest you with all of the rights, honors, privileges, and obligations pertaining thereto. Congratulations, you may change your tassels. To the graduates, I want you to know how proud we are of all of you. You have demonstrated the intellect and the discipline to finish the race. That says a lot to future employers, to partners, to investors. And because of that, you will be the same kind of success in life that Rick Darnaby has been and many others. I want to congratulate all the family and friends of our graduates who offered the support and encouragement so that this day would finally happen. Today recognizes the completion of one phase of your education. Never stop learning and never stop coming back to your home here at Oklahoma State University. Wear orange as much as you possibly can. I hope that you will remain true to your alma mater, and I hope that as new alumni, may the words which we are about to sing take on a very special and lasting meaning for you. Please join in singing the alma mater hymn. The words are printed in the program. It will be led by our own Charles Rich.
Proud and immortal, bright shines your name, Oklahoma State, we herald your fame. Ever you'll find us loyal and true to our alma mater. OSU.
Thank you for joining us for our 120th commencement. The student recessional will begin immediately after the platform party has recessed. Family and friends are encouraged to join the graduates outside under the north and south porticos. Go Pokes!